What's going on, you guys? Daniel TV here, and today I will be ranking all 5 Scream movies from the worst to the best. So, this list is actually going to be really controversial because, like, some of the movies people like a lot more than I do. Some of the movies that are higher up on this list people don't like. But I say let's just get started. So let's go. In 5th place is Scream 2, which is something that I cannot rewatch. It's just not rewatchable. I cannot rewatch it. Look at this. Mostly because of the choice of casting Jerry O'Connell to play Derek. I absolutely hated that casting choice. And then you have Hallie, who's kind of like a stand-in for Tatum, which I really didn't like. Jada Pinkett Smith in this movie was just, her scene was amazing, but I just did not like her as, I just don't like her as an actress. I think it would have been better if they had a better actress playing Maureen Evans or whatever her name is. I love the reveal. Didn't really like either of their acting up until the reveal. So, like, basically until the reveal, they're kind of forgettable characters. But then they get to the reveal and they just instantly become legends. Which I think is really unfair to some of the Scream characters that are like, who were like in it from the beginning and never got that same level of love and respect that these two characters have had. Also, they killed off Randy. Like, come on, you're gonna sit there and kill off my favorite character and then expect not to be number 5 on the list. Like, that's not gonna happen. So number 5, Scream 2. In 4th place is Scream 3, released in 2000. Now, originally, I used to think that the original was just completely overrated, couldn't stand it, you know. Well, I mean, I could tolerate it when I'm having a movie marathon, but it's just not something I would watch on a daily basis. I love Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich's performances. I'm really glad that they brought Skeet Ulrich back for this new one. That killer. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. I should probably just talk about Scream 3. Parker Posey, I think, brings this movie down a level for me. I did not like her acting in this movie. I thought, I can do without a fictional Jennifer Jolie when I don't even like Jennifer Jolie in the first place. And so that's a big thing as to why this movie is knocked down a bit. Gail in this movie is kind of, it's not Courtney Cox's best acting. Not David Arquette's best acting by far. One of Neve Campbell's better acting in the series, I think. She did really good in this movie. The killer reveal, I think, was the best acted until this new one. I didn't really like the new cast of characters, so that kind of brought it down a notch for me. Other than that, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fine. The killer reveal I thought was awesome, that the director was the killer, and like, I actually plan on being a horror movie writer, director, and actor myself. And so that's like a big, big thing. Like, I love the fact that it kind of focused on the director for this movie. So in 4th place, Scream 3. In 3rd place is the original Scream from 1996. Yes, I was actually debating on whether or not this 3rd place should go to Scream 4, the original Scream, all day pretty much. And I finally just decided, right before I filmed this video, I decided, you know what, Scream 4 just has some perks above the original Scream that I'd rather comment on. And honestly, the first movie I think is a little overrated. I did enjoy Matthew Lillard's performance. I did enjoy Skeet Ulrich's performance. I enjoyed all the performances in the movie. It was the script. The script was kind of dull until that killer reveal. Which, Kevin Williamson, I know he was a first-time writer on this movie, so I'm gonna cut him a little slack because he really made up for it with Scream 2 and Scream 4. I thought those two had some really good script to it. He did not write Scream 3 or Scream 5. He was executive producer on Scream 2022, which is Scream 5 also. Confusing. So let me just give my opinions for this movie up front. I loved it. You know, it's a classic. It always will be, and it'll always hold a place in my heart. But I just don't like it as much as as some of the sequels. So that's why it's a little bit lower on this list than it would have been maybe a couple years ago before I saw like before I had that appreciation for the franchise as a whole. That's why it's lower now than it would have been then. So third place, Scream 1. In second place is Scream 4, which I don't understand why people hate this movie so much. I will always be a supporter of this movie and the decision to put Jill Roberts as the killer, which I really enjoyed. Loved all the performances from all the cast, especially Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. When they were coming back in this movie, they had a lot better acting than they did in 1, 2, and 3. Amazing. I think they came pretty close to matching the originals with the group of friends, which I thought was the best thing about the original, was that camaraderie between the characters, even while they're like singling each other out to who could be the killer. And like I just absolutely love this fourth movie because it does everything that the original Scream does, but it dials it up a notch. Like like they get the phone call and he says, "I'm standing in the closet," and she goes to look in the closet. She calls him a liar, and he goes, "I never said I was in your closet," which I loved. I love that. "I never said I was in your closet," and then he bursts through the closet door and kills Olivia. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was brilliant. Amazing filmmaking, amazing writing, directing, acting, all that. Just not as good as this new one. So in second place, Scream 4. And finally, in first place is Scream 2022, also known as Scream 5. Let me just give the two bad things for this movie right up front. First of all, they killed off Dewey, which I like, and I loved his death scene, but I hated that it had to be him. Like, I love Dewey. I grew up watching him, and like, it's just, he holds a special place in my heart that I'm hoping this new Samantha and Tara will now. And honestly, if you're gonna kill off one of the legacy cast members, kill off Courtney Cox. I mean, she's the one who did the least for these movies. She had the least character arc, and I thought that the reveal of Amber and Richie was amazing. I love that reveal. I'm hoping to go and watch this again in theaters soon. Really enjoyed it. I'm a huge fan of Jenna Ortega, so I was on the edge of my seat that whole opening scene where she's being attacked. I'm a huge fan of her from Disney Channel, from Stuck in the Middle, and just to see her almost be killed in a horror movie was like really hard for me because she's kind of like a part of my childhood. And this is the movie that I'm going to talk about the most out of the entire series. So also the other bad thing about it is the fact that, not the fact that Billy is there, but the fact that he's trying to lead his daughter to do good now. Like, you're going to set him up as a psychopath in the original, and then you're going to have him come back in the fifth one and be like, yeah, you're not me, like, don't be like me. And just like, I love the fact that they got Skeet Ulrich to come back, but I think they could have done a lot better. But well, with at least with Skeet Ulrich, they couldn't have done better with the rest of the cast. But you got Liv McKenzie, who is like running around this whole time, "I'm not the killer, I'm not the killer." Absolutely love that. I love the reveal of Amber being the killer, like how she's revealed, because Liv says it one more time, "I'm not the killer," and Amber just pulls a gun. "I know." Bang. That, perfect. I think that is the best reveal in the entire series, best movie in the entire series. I don't care what any of you say. This movie will make history. I feel like. And the fact that like I went into this movie with my expectations pretty low, because first of all, this is the first movie that they're making without no after Wes Craven's passing in 2015, and also the second time that they're trying this without Kevin Williamson being in the writer's chair. But this new writer, I think, did even better. I love this cast. I love the kids. I really connected with them today, and just I absolutely love this movie. But you guys had to kill off Dewey. Why? Man. And then the killer being lit on fire, like she gets vodka to the face, like a bottle of vodka to the face, covered in vodka, shot like 4 or 5 times, and then she falls back onto a stove that's been lit and just and still comes back from one last scare. That's that's amazing. I love that. Um, I thought that Richie, the way that he was revealed was really good. I was not surprised because I couldn't stay off YouTube before I watched this movie and I had it ruined for me. But I really enjoyed it. I loved it for what it was. It was an amazing movie, remake and a sequel. So it was kind of both because it does have a new final girl. The focus is not completely on Sydney. She's kind of like hiding in the shadows for the first half. Really for like the first 60 to 75% of the movie. And then she finally comes back and she's like, okay, I have kids now. I'm not going to stop until he's in the ground. Which is classic Sydney. Just putting everybody before herself. And she puts a tracker on their car, which I loved. And so yeah, first place, Scream 2022. Alright, you guys, so that's my list for Scream 1 through 2022 ranking. This is actually a long sleeve shirt, so let me roll this down a little bit. I will have my Scream 2022 spoiler review up soon. But until then, I'm Daniel. This is Ghostface. We're out. Thanks, you guys.